Hello, Year 4. Welcome to your class text for today on the 14th of January 2021. So, last time we read the chapter Make the Punishment Fit the Crime, and today we are moving on to the cutthroat Celts. Now, Celts were, the Romans called them barbarians because they were well, kind of were barbarians, I suppose. The Romans felt they were much more civilized and sophisticated. So, at one time, the Celts had roamed around the world as much as the Romans did. One man put an end to all of that, though, the Roman Emperor Julius Caesar. The Celts used to fight fiercely for their tribal chiefs, but the tribes often fought against each other when they should have been fighting together against Julius Caesar. They needed one strong leader to bring them all together, but when that leader arrived, it was too late. Vercingetorix was a Celtic chief who was just as clever as Caesar as fighting and leading. Would you have been as clever as Vercingetorix? Here are some problems he faced. Could you have solved them? Number one, you meet the chiefs of the tribes every day to plan your war against Caesar. One of the chiefs argues against you. What do you do about him? Do you A, say to him, "Look, my friend, we must all stick together if we want to beat the Russian Romans. So please trust me. Remember, united we stand, but divided we fall." B, does he get upset and say, "Well, if you're going to argue with me, you can find yourself another leader. I'll fight Caesar myself. And when I've beaten him, I'll beat you next, so you'll be sorry." Or C, don't get upset. Simply have his ears cut off and one of his eyes gouged out. Send him back to the tribe with the message, "This is what you get if you mess with Vercingetorix." Number two, Caesar is a long way from home and a long way from fresh supplies. The Romans need food for the soldiers and their horses. But they are getting it from the Celtic towns in the region of Beturi's tribe. What can you do to stop them? Do you A, tell the Beturi's tribe to burn his town to the ground and send his people to live with other tribes? Or B, tell the Beturi's chief to destroy all the food in the towns, but let the people stay? Or C, tell the Beturi's chief to burn his house down to the ground and move all the people to the capital city of Avaricum? Number three, your tactics are working. Caesar is getting desperate for food. He sets off for Avaricum, which is the region grains depot. How can you defend Avacreum against Caesar's army? Do you build a wooden wall? Do you build a stone wall with a ditch in front of it? Or do you build a brick wall? 4. Caesar begins to build towers on wheels to push up to the walls. When these towers reach the walls, the Romans will let down a drawbridge at the top and swarm over your walls. What can you do? Do you A, build an even taller tower behind your walls and throw fireballs on them? C, leave the town and attack Caesar's towers? Or C, the last one, do you run away? Number 5, Caesar cannot get the towers near the walls because there is a ditch in front of the walls. He sends soldiers into the forest to chop trees down. He rolls the logs into the ditch and begins to fill it up. What can you do to stop the Romans filling up the ditch? Do you A, dig a tunnel under your walls and set fire to the logs? Do you B, surrender? Or do you C, send a raiding party out to steal the Roman axes so they can't chop down any more trees? 6. The Romans managed to get the towers up the walls. You would like to set fire to them, but the clever Romans have covered them with leather, which doesn't catch fire very easily. What can you throw at them instead? A, dead horses? B, boiling fat and tar? Or C, cold water? Number 7, despite your efforts, the Romans reach the wall. They catch hold of the top of the wall with hooks and swarm up the ropes attached to the hooks. What's the best defense against this? Do you throw the hooks back? Do you pull the hooks up and drag inside your fort? Or do you wait for the Romans to climb them and try to kill them as they reach the top? Number 8. During the Roman assault, it begins to rain heavily. What do your defenders do? Do you run for shelter until the rain stops and hope the Romans do the same? Do you B, fight on and get wet? Do you C, ask the Romans for a ceasefire until the weather improves? And number 9, the Romans reached the city of Avaricum. They've been slaughtering every man, woman, and child in sight. What should Vercingetorix do? Should he give himself up? Should he fight to the death? Should he make sure his best fighting men escape through a back entrance? Number 10. Vercingetorix reaches the safety of Alesia. The Romans are following. You have a large army. What do you do with it? Do you send most of the army away to gather help from other Celtic tribes? Do you keep all the soldiers in Alesia and hope that help will arrive? Or do you leave the army in Alesia and go back to help yourself? So there we are. That's your chapter for today. Well done for listening. I hope you're enjoying the book. Our next page is called Heads You Win, Heads You Lose. So that will be for tomorrow's lesson. Okay, hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye, year 4.